Hello, Cardinals. We're going to talk about Lesson 2, Getting Started today. Lesson 2 is all about warming of Earth's surface. On page 5, you should have taped in the Getting Started, and our focus question for today is, how do different surfaces on Earth warm and cool? On page 6, you should have taped in the objectives, and on page 7, that is your vocabulary page for Lesson 2. Our vocabulary are heat, 3 ways heat can be transferred, which is radiation, conduction, and convection. Temperature, and then units to measure temperature. So all of that vocabulary is your responsibility. I gave you the page numbers. They're all on page 14, which happen to be a reading called A Hot Topic that you'll be hopefully reading Investigation 2.1, but you could definitely start working on the vocabulary today. So to start here, we have an introduction, and I'm going to read that aloud to you. Have you ever walked barefoot on a sidewalk in the summer? The concrete probably felt hot against your feet. If you jumped into the pool on the same day, however, the pool might have felt cooler. Surfaces on Earth absorb some of the sun's light energy and transform it into heat energy, which causes the temperature of the surface to rise. As the surface cools, they transfer heat to the surroundings. In this lesson, you will investigate the effects of light on the warming and cooling of soil and water. You'll graph the data from your investigation and relate your findings to the warming and cooling of Earth's surfaces. So the big thing for this lesson is to compare and contrast how water and soil heat and cool at different rates, which plays a huge role in our weather and our climate. So our objectives, we have 5 of them for this lesson. We're going to be focused on number 1 and 2 today. We'll be predicting which areas of Earth warm and cool at different rates. And we're going to brainstorm ways to investigate how soil and water warm and cool. Reminder for your vocabulary page, you should skip 1 line between each term. And once again, your vocabulary are heat, 3 ways that heat is transferred, which is radiation, conduction, and convection, temperature, and units of temperature measurement, all on page 14 in your textbook. So for number 1, in this lesson, you will investigate the warming and cooling of soil and water. You will work as a group to graph and analyze your data and then share the conclusions with your class. Finally, you'll work with your class to discuss and answer questions that relate to your findings to Earth's surface. Remember to follow our instructions carefully throughout this lesson and record your predictions and data neatly and accurately. Number 2 for getting started is before you actually start your investigation, we want you to study the world map shown in figure 2.2. That's also seen below. And it's also in your book on page 10. On your own, predict which areas of the map might warm fastest and which other warm faster than others when exposed to the sun. Why did you make that prediction? And then write your predictions and explanations in your science notebook. So you're going to be looking at this map and start thinking about which areas of the Earth are going to warm faster when exposed to sunlight, and then why. And then finally, for number 3, you're going to brainstorm ways you might use the materials listed to the right. You're going to get beakers, bookends, cardboard strips, digital thermometers, clamps, stopwatches, a light, electricity, soil, and water. You're going to be brainstorming a way to do an investigation 2.1 and to investigate the rates of warming and cooling of Earth's surface. So we're going to be prepping for 2-1 today. The teacher, we made a video for you, which is also posted on Google Classroom, of how to do investigation 2.1. You're going to want to watch that video today. So when we get to investigation 2.1 tomorrow, you'll know exactly what you're doing. All right. So you can look at this in your textbook on page 12. A big part of this is setting up the lights. If you watch the video on Google Classroom, you'll see what I'm talking about. Setting up thermometers by inserting them into cardboard strips, preparing samples of soil and water, placing a thermometer as seen off to the right in figure 2.4, all of that kind of stuff. You're going to have questions to answer. You're going to have a data table off to the right. We're going to give that to you on the day of the lab, which will be tomorrow. You'll be recording your values, turning on the lamp. You're going to be warming materials for 10 minutes and then letting them cool for 10 minutes, keeping track of the temperature every minute. And then your to-do list for today is to finish the Getting Started, which is partly watching this video and reading in the book, and then prepping for investigation 2.1 by watching the Investigation 2.1 Investigation 2.1 video that we prepared for you on Google Classroom. If you have any questions, talk to your teacher, and have a great day, Cardinals.